For most of my life I've been studying a subject called bushcraft, the practical knowledge of the natural world we can carry with us in our minds and muscles. But it's about much more than just survival. Bushcraft is a treasure trove of wisdom that enables us to feel a real kinship with the landscape. In this series, I'll explore the world of bushcraft, starting with our own archaeological past, when hunter-gatherers lived in Aboriginal Britain. Our Aboriginal roots are only revealed in glimpses. My journey begins amongst these 6,000-year-old tree stumps which have recently emerged from the mud here on the banks of the Thames in London. It's amazing. I'm walking through an ancient forest. Of course, it doesn't look much like one now, but it's incredible. When you look closely, you can start to pick out individual species. This looks like yew. And back there's an oak tree. But I have spotted one other thing that's a real gem. Have a look at this. That there. That, believe it or not, is a hazelnut. Isn't that incredible? So I've seen 3 species here that I can recognise. Oak, yew and hazel. And of course, because I'm very familiar with those woods, in my mind's eye I can put back the leaves, the forest, and I can even see the flowers that would have grown here. When these trees stood, the Ice Age had passed, but Stonehenge was yet to be built. The Stone Age people who walked these banks were nomadic hunter-gatherers, whose lives revolved around bushcraft. It might all seem like ancient history, but what's incredible is that bushcraft skills were still common knowledge just a few generations ago and were practiced on this very same shoreline. At the turn of the 20th century, people were still fishing on the Thames using hawthorns as fishhooks. And what's really clever is the way they attach the hawthorn to the line. The first thing you do is to put the barb through the end eye of that loop and then open it up one lay and push it through again so that it just sits without any knot to hold it in place, just like that. Then what happens when the fish takes this, when it's baited, and goes down into its mouth like that, it toggles and holds the fish fast. At least that's the theory. You need to bait a series of hooks, making sure the thorn is pushed through. These hooks on their short lines hang from a stronger line, and when it's pegged out at low tide, the idea is we're going to catch flounder. This long line fishing relies on the ebb and flow of the tides, and unlike so much of modern life, it can't be rushed. Let's see if we got anything. Ah, there we go. One flounder. Excellent. Another one here, look. And we got another one. Well, I'm well impressed with that. I'd have been happy with just one fish on the line, but 3, that's a result. What interests me though is the thought that at the turn of the 20th century there are still people here on the Thames catching fish with just a thorn. But surviving examples of British bushcraft are the exception. To really understand our Aboriginal past, you've got to imagine a time when trees still stood on these banks. In fact, when forest covered the whole of Britain.